Okay.
So I mean, not
So,
that that
oh, shoot.
means I can. I could go a breed.
I had your
We
team
got
comp.
gold.
Okay, pulled up. This is your team comp. I am reviewing your Hanamura match. I looked over your Eichenwald match, but there were some background issues and some. It just wasn't that interesting to review. So now I have, but at least I have some ideas how you play as a player. So I have some things that you do wrong, so I'll be able to point them out pretty easily as we go into this match. You're playing Ryan Zarya, which means that you're going to be playing forward. It doesn't. I guess that doesn't really matter as much as your healer and your damage does when playing Ryan. As tanks, you look how you play based on your healer. So with double main heals, you're going to be able to take a lot more damage, which means you should be able to get um, your ult quicker than the other Reinhardt or other tanks. If there's another Reinhardt, if they're not playing Reinhardt, then it's different. But if they're playing another Reinhardt, then you should be able to get your ult more quickly because you have more heals. So you should be able to survive being able to swing into them longer. However, that does not mean that you should be super aggressive. You should be more passive because you have two long-range damage dealers, which allow lots more poke damage. Just allow them to spam into the choke point, break shields, and get picks.
Hold gun. I
All
tried.
right.
So over you. Wow, I didn't even have to ask.
Jump into it.
Yeah. What is this?
I remember. Sorry, I remember. I've watched the first little
They
bit
went
a little
Sam.
bit. You sound so mad about the sim bit,
Should have
but
lost.
you also are going sim, so like you don't get to be salty about a sim when you go sim.
The alt charge already.
I love that pick. Yeah, good fire strike. You jump. It could be improved on a little bit, but basically you jump out. You want to get fire strikes where you barely are outside when the fire strike appears, and then jump back. So you only take minimal damage, whereas you get the poke and pierce from the fire strike, and you get the pick on the Nikita, which is great. And when you get this, you should immediately, what you do, you start moving in to take advantage of it. And
Yeah, let's push.
And as soon as the Orisa puts another shield down too, because something I'll say a lot when you play Orisa is that when you put the shield down as Orisa and the Reinhardt moves past it, it means that your shield is automatically useless because your shield is behind, like the team is in front of your shield, so there's no point in it. However, I'll clarify something on it as you see what happens here. Okay, so you move past it. It wasn't really your choice. The Orisa did it for you. But now what happened is although you got the pick, it did get rezzed, and you have made the Orisa shield useless, but not in the way, like it's not shielding any damage if the rest of your team moves past it, but as well you aren't getting any heals. That's another thing. So it's not useless per se, but it could be used a lot more effectively. So right now you are effectively cut off from your whole team in the middle of a whole enemy with symmetric turrets. I hope you survive this because you have double main heals, but we'll see. You're lucky that Brigitte saved you. If you charged that, you would have just sacrificed your whole team. Like, you would have gone out to nowhere. No doubt you wouldn't have gotten that pen, and they would have left your whole team just been wiped. You got the call that you can't get healed. The other enemy Brigitte died again. So you're going 6v5, which means if you just play this normally, like if you just play slow and don't take any risks, you'll be able to win just because of the soul manpower and the amount of damage that your team is pumping out, and the fact that they can't heal it up with their Brigitte and they only have the Mercy to heal. However, you get picked and get killed, but then they kill the enemy Orisa, so they're still up 1. You're just playing this really dangerously when you don't have to, right? You're swinging into things and turning all around. You tried to take that charge, it didn't work, luckily. But I would just recommend playing a lot more slow with this team comp, right? Especially when they're running Orisa Hog. I talked about being able to get more swings in, but you really have to be more careful especially with the symmetric turrets and the Roadhog hook and the poles to only take swings when you know you can get away with it. So be tracking the Roadhog hook, be tracking the pole, and be tracking, like, can I make this swing and can it work?
It didn't seem no matter what I could do, I felt like I was in the same spot forever.
So, yeah, I mean, you could have just backed out, right? Like, the door was behind you, so you were in the same spot forever, but you continued choosing to swing instead of backing out. They got the symmetric shield with
Like
the symmetric
everybody-
heads, and now your team is up 2. You have closer
Alright,
spawn.
I'm coming.
You can charge right out of spawn, and you'll end up like you'll use the full charge. You won't run into a wall if you do it right, and that's not a bad thing to do because it's better to charge early so you have the resource up later than to like. I assume you're gonna charge at some point. You're gonna walk the whole way there. You're gonna charge from this
He
door.
like willingly was instantly ready to give up.
No, you're not ever gonna charge.
So
So like if you had charged at the beginning, you'd be there. You'd be at the point by now.
was weak. Sombra, 3 of them.
Okay, so like now you're holding up your shield when you don't need to, right? The Brigitte wasted bash on your shield. There's no one to help her. Just swing into her. You can kill
Coming
her.
to the point.
But instead you're helping her heal herself and you're not shielding anything.
Somewhat breeze on me, guys.
I don't know how much health you have because your face cam covers it up. But I assume you're not close to dead because it's a Brigitte and she can't do that much damage to you. Like, Brig's on you, sure, just hit her. Ah, there you go.
Sorry about you. There we go. She's being mean to me.
Be mean
Right.
back to her. You're your own
Wonder why
person.
you
You can do it.
Alright, we going in with 3, almost 4 ults, almost 5.
I'm probably just gonna nano you Reinhardt and let you swing into that ulti. Into the
Alright, wait for the grab, yeah. Because then I can get my ult from that, and then we're good.
They're very staggered. Just push on the point. Don't worry about this.
Is your Zarya gonna die here?
Kitty.
Yeah. So your Zarya pushed ahead of you. I would have said, like, wait, Zarya for me. But, like, your team is pushing it without you. Did you charge from point at all?
Push on.
Yeah.
On your body, you kitty.
You're just gonna walk the whole way there? You
Alright, we're
have
going in
charge
with
is a movement ability.
3, almost
Like, you
4
can charge
ults,
from
almost
there and
5.
get in front of your whole
I'm
team.
probably just gonna nano you Reinhardt and let you swing into that ulti. Into the
Alright, wait for the grab, yeah.
Like, there's no...
Because then I can get my
You're
ult
just
from that,
walking.
and then
You're
we're
behind
good.
your own healer. Part of the reason why charge is great is you don't... Because Reinhardt is slow and he walks with his shield, it slows him down. So lots of times teammates will get in front of you. But especially in points where you have like these long corridors, just charge to get in front of them. You'll have your charge back when you need it. Like, you're not going to be like, oh, I wish I had charge right now in the first 4 seconds of a fight.
Just push on the point. Don't worry about this.
Kitty.
And if you were there, you would have been able to shield your Zarya, even if she pushed up by herself. You would still she wouldn't have been by herself if you had been there. You get the point.
Kitty.
No, I got hooked.
And now you're pushing up, and you're down 2, and like at this point, it'd be better just to back all the way out. But I assume you're just gonna kind of like stand around in this little area.
Yeah, no, they hooked me in.
They're soldiered.
Yeah, it should have just gone.
I'm hacked. I'm hacked.
So something I talked about during when I looked at your Eichenwald piece was you swing at Sombras when you have no reason to. You're not going to be able to reach a Sombra. She's backing up. She's shooting you. Even if you get a hit on her, you swinging at her is going to help her a lot more than you help yourself. You're trying to put pressure on her to get her to translocate away, which is fine, but you have a Symmetra right there that can do that for you. But while you're swinging, you are feeding that Sombra so much ult charge. She's just free firing at your headbox, and even if you don't die, you're like giving her EMP. You're like, yeah, I don't need this ult charge. It's all yours, and you give it up, and then the Sombra is gonna take it and EMP your team next fight. So instead, just hold up your shield and let your Symmetra deal with it, and give the Sombra no ult charge, no value out of what she was doing right there. Oh wait, you're hacked. Lol, none of that matters. Okay, so I know that looked bad, but you still do this even when you aren't hacked. When you're down 3 people, sometimes it's better to even just jump off the cliff right away, right? To group up with your team and just not feed as you stagger out. It's fine to swing on the Sombra here, but I feel like there's better ways to deal with it than to just run straight at her. Even turning around and walking the other way so you don't show your head hitbox, stuff like that can be helpful in this instance. It's all about trying to see how to best not help the enemy Sombra in this circumstance. There will be other times when the Sombra's behind you and you swinging at her is helping your team none. But if you stayed frontline, it would help your team a lot more. I think the hog might be coming behind you. They might get a hook on you.
She located? She tries.
No? Okay. So now you have your shield back, and you could be shielding your team out or shielding them to a good position.
Yeah, you don't think
But instead you're...
the Sombra's coming for you.
So there's a chance where you're like... You have your ult. Don't really need to swing at her. She hacked a health pack. I get you're trying to force her out, but like... She'll probably do that on your own. Better just not feed her ult charge and just call your teammate to deal with it.
She located it
Even just to walk away from her is fine, right? Like, go up the hill.
again?
You're not protecting anyone with your shield right now. You're not making any calls. You're not saying, let's go in. Pretty sure your whole team's back by now, right?
Are we ready?
I'm gonna be real, I've never.
Okay, so like... The best place would be on their high ground, protecting your Ashe. You have an Ashe, right? Yeah, she's right there. She's on the low ground. Who's up here? Is that the Symmetra?
I don't even say she.
It's the Mario. Regardless, they're poking, all their poke is coming through this window, right? Like, it's all coming through this window. So, either telling your teammate to not poke that window or to shield your teammate from that window. Like, but right here, you're just kind of doing nothing. Your fire strikes aren't getting value. You're not in front of anyone. And now, what I assume is your team's going to start pushing in and probably die because you're not in front of them.
Located again.
Ah, you know, it's a long word, man. You get tongue-tied.
Okay, so now your Zarya's down here with like 3 people on your team. Your Moira's behind you. And you're going to high ground. Like, I think high ground is a better place to go, but always the better place to go is with the rest of your team. And if you're not going to tell your team to go with you to the high ground, just go with them to the low ground. Right?
Okay,
Alright,
we're up top, they're down bottom. What are we doing?
Just go. Can you grab? Can you grab?
There's a big shield in the way, but yeah. I don't even know what the fuck going on.
So you lose a person and then immediately use 3 ults. I assume you're going to shatter as well, so it's 4 ults. Oh, you got hacked, so maybe not.
I'm gonna save my ult. I'm saving it.
Okay. Good job. You know this fight's lost. And the Sombra EMP'd, which was great, because you're already like down 2 people, right? Like, you're not going to win this fight. There's no way you're going to win this fight. If you lose one person early, especially on CP, like 2 CP with a Symmetra, with their like long-lasting health pool, your grav messed up. You didn't get anyone with it. Like, you're not winning
They
this
blew a
fight.
lot.
They're on the other side.
So what'd they use?
It's a good question. What did they use?
They use EMP. They use Bongo.
They use Sim.
They use Sims
And
Wall
Mercy.
and Mercies. That's 4.
That,
You lost your Ana late.
what?
No, I think
Like, charge out of spawn, man. There's no reason not to.
I think he thought he got shot by a lucky like something, but it was a Sim door.
I mean, we could always go left. We have a sim.
Oh yeah, let's teleport left. Sim, you here?
Sombra's in the back. She's gonna murder me?
What are you gonna do? Like, especially since you're not charging anywhere. Like you're so slow. You're just slowing your team down to. As a Reinhardt, the best thing to do normally with a Sombra is either just keep your shield up or ignore it, and like send other people to help with it.
Run. 3, 2, 1.
You timed it wrong, so your Ana didn't get any of it. Like, you should have said like, "Let me charge." You should be swinging when she says the word one, right? Because there's different things about this. You messed this up. Now you have 4 people in the front. I wouldn't be surprised if one of them got picked while you guys walk there. You got the Sombra, but like it's because your Ana got the sleep dart. Probably could have gotten this. I don't know. Would have been better just to wait till charge came back. It's just kind of dealt wrong.
What?
I should have let you swing first. I could have.
Yeah, that probably would have been better. Oh well, live and learn.
Oh yeah, we can go left side. We didn't think about that. Okay. Anti them? Gotta hide that now, right?
Alright, keep pushing, come on.
Like push past the shield, man. There's no damage coming at you. So unlike last time, you're not gonna be like your healer. You have this nice little hallway. Your healers will be able to push in behind you. There's no reason you shouldn't push through this shield. Said your Ana goes in front of you, takes damage. You lose a bunch of shield health. Like you could have shattered that. Just jump in front and shatter it. Drop another shield, you're behind it, shatter it. Nope. Like, okay, so you have to think about it. When you push past shields when your healers can also push past them. So in that first instance, you could push past them. Because you hesitated, the Orisa had time to get her barrier back and then push it down, which then cut you off from healers and allowed the Hog to poke you because you weren't tracking the Hog hook, so you didn't shield him. You did try to shatter in the right instance, but you shattered without knowing like what the enemy, like you always gotta be tracking Hog as a Reinhardt, like because you are your shield, your team's defense against a Orisa Hog pull. You have to have your shield up, so you gotta continuously be thinking, does the Hog have hook? Probably. I'll keep my shield up. Be ready for it. That Symmetra shield is terrible. Bogus.
Alright, what should I switch to?
Do you have to switch to anything? I mean, I don't know.
Nothing?
No, you like it?
Front row raggy.
That was a bad decision.
What? Well, we should probably just back out. I don't.
Yeah, you guys are just using ults over there without your main tank.
I'm coming, I'm right. Oh, now we should just back out. Well, they can't really back out.
They fucking pulled me back. Yeah, this ain't working.
Yeah, you did kind of commit. Like, there's not really a soft reset there. I don't know if you know the terminology. There's hard resets and soft resets. So a soft reset is you kind of. So there's the setup phase where you're coming out of spawn. There's the poke phase where you're just shooting damage, and then there's the engage, the full-on attack. A soft reset is going back to the poke phase, so it's bringing people back and using them to shoot. That's what a soft reset is. A hard reset is when you bring everyone back to the setup stage coming out of spawn, not poking, because the less people you have and the worse position you're in, the easier it is for the enemy to move from the poke stage to the engage phase, and they're just going to continuously engage on your people who are poking if it's a 3v6 or a 2v6. And because you teleported left side, all that to say, because you teleported left side, you cannot soft reset. You have nowhere to reset to poke to, so you kind of put your whole team against the wall. As soon as they lost you, that whole team fight is going nowhere. To be honest, I feel like they all should have jumped off. Like, reset with the Rhine. But instead, the whole enemy got ult charge. The Sombra probably has another EMP.
Alright, back up.
I mean, Moira jumped off. I don't know if it was on purpose, but good on her. Your Zarya got out with charge.
Ult charge.
Okay, so here's another instance. You probably could have pushed up with the Zarya, right? Your Zarya is staying forward, and it's better when a teammate is being aggressive to help them and protect them than to just be like, well, I wish they weren't aggressive, because then they'll die from poke damage and stuff. Instead, now you're alone because you kind of didn't. You kind of went up as far as you thought you could go, and that was to this point, and then now you're by yourself because the rest of your team died, so, and you didn't move up all the way with your Zarya, so now you're just kind of alone, and the Sombra hacks you, and you're probably just going to chase after her and give her a bunch of ult charge.
Oh my god.
Ah, good, yep,
So
back
tired.
up to your team. Well done. That's exactly what you should do in that circumstance, just back up to your team.
Well, get your ult charge.
Alright, let's go.
We're going back
Let's
right.
just go in middle and go for kill or something. We're
Alright.
just getting picked off one by one before we ever get to the trope.
Let's try to.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's going to happen with... That's what Orisa Hog's whole team comp does, is they are going to pick you off before... If you get to them all in one piece, you're probably going to win the fight. So their goal is to constantly be pulling you back and walling you off and slowing you down with turrets and hacking you and hoping that somehow they pour enough damage into you that one of you guys dies. Because, and I mean, it's not really hope because like they have a lot of damage, and if the Sombra keeps hacking you, you're not gonna have a shield. It's probably gonna work. So how do you stop that? The best way would be to rotate in ways that the enemy can't see you until you're on them. So like whether you go high ground all the way down the stairs, all the way around to behind them. If you go left side and then teleport in onto them, you have a Symmetra, or I guess you don't anymore, but like, have no problem with teleporting right on top of them. Your comp is made for it. Just swing into them.
Try to bait. Just try to bait out ults. Let's see what we can do. Bait them out. Orisa.
If you were trying to bait out ults with this push, you should also call out not to use your own ults, because no matter how many ults you bait out, if you use the same amount, then it was kind of a worthless push.
Top. Others from top.
Good job, shielding. Trying to stop the ult charge and the poke damage. Also realizing that the Orisa is up there, that means that you should probably not push through mid, because if you push through mid, they're going to be shooting straight down into your backline. They're going to have people, their soldiers going to be on the all the way high ground, Orisa's going to be right behind you, the Hog's probably going to be there too.
Just go to point. She's up top, then just go to point.
No. Yeah, so their Hog's holding point. He's going to be tough to get rid of. In the meantime, their soldiers setting up a crossfire from there. Their Orisa's right behind you. You pulled your healers in. The Symmetra's behind you too, firing down at you. Their Mercy's healing people. You're trying to shield from every direction, so your Zarya gets hooked. Like, you can't deal with the amount of damage that's coming down. So if you're going to stay on the Rhine Zarya comp, instead of switching to a monkey, which I heard you don't feel confident on, take the high ground away. Rotate behind them. Sit on point. Without, like, you need to be able to have your team be able to be behind you and that to be a safe space. Right now, there's no way for you to do that. Behind you is not a safe space because behind you there's the Orisa. If you shield the Orisa, behind you is the Hog. If you shield the soldier, there's a Hog and Orisa. Like, you can't... There's no safe space you can make in the direction that you're taking. Like, fire strike them. I mean, You did a little late when you missed, but you should be able to kill it. Nice.
Mercy's down. Mercy's down.
I don't know. I might have just kept swinging into the hog or the Orisa there. Like, you're going to get more ult charge. You're not winning the fight, right? So, at that point, it's just like, how can I get the most ult charge if you're not winning the fight?
I think we're not gonna be able to. Double hit scan's not working. We can't run that. I think we need to run dive. I think we should
Alright,
run
we just
full
need
dive.
something.
Just fucking Winston,
Uh,
Eva.
actually, if Widow could go Reaper, I think that'd be fine.
Yeah.
Reaper or Junkrat, something that gives my
Yeah, I mean... Reaper. I don't know. I think... Yeah, it gives you a little bit more death ball. Like, you're going to be playing close, right? So I think a Reaper might be helpful. Junkrat, I'm not sure about. Widow is fine, I guess. I don't know. I kind of agree with the Reaper call. Not because they have big tanks, but because he'll deal a lot of damage up close, and your goal is to get close. So as long as you play like that, I think it could work out.
I grab a little extra oomph.
Thank you.
Over top right, I can't shoot. Watch that Sombra. She's coming around, so I can see if we can get her.
Yeah, try and shield your team up next, like when they're poking through there, just say like, go top right, I'll shield, and then they can all poke and you're not going to be feeding the soldier at all.
You're pushing her up over you.
I'm gonna reload.
I'm just waiting for
Just
Reaper. I'm waiting for Reaper.
Where's your Ash?
There goes.
So I don't know if you called out that you're going top right or not. But your Ash kind of feeds, and I don't know if you're going to move in anyway.
Wait,
You
how did
shouldn't.
fucking Ash die? What?
You probably should just shield the Symmetra turret. It's not going to deal any damage, but it's like a second of no shield that it takes to swing and kill that one little turret, and in that instance that hog could have easily rounded the corner and hooked one of y'all. So like, it's all trade-offs. So how I think of this game is you're just trading a bunch of things. You're trading time, you're trading abilities, you're trading damage and health and ult charge, and that just, it wasn't a great trade. Killing the turret for some shield life, for the risk you could have taken. Like, it turned out fine, I guess, but now you're pushing in. I don't know if it's just already gone out of your mind that you're down one player, but
What is that at?
can't say I didn't see that. Like, your shield got broken. When a hog is ulting a Reinhardt, you should not hold your shield up until it breaks. You should flash your shield so you take minimal damage while getting pushed back. And so by the time your shield finally is at like 200 health, you can drop it and you'll be so far away from the hog that it doesn't matter and they won't be dealing damage to you at all. But instead, you kind of held it up and then you let it stay up until it broke, and then your Ana managed to pull a cool one and and sleep the hog, and then your team killed him. But you're already down your Ash. Then you charge in because you're like, I don't have a shield, so I guess I gotta charge. Which is, I mean, you saw how well that worked out. I wish you'd press tab so I could, oh no.
Just keep going at him. Keep going at him.
She fucking accidentally. I'm getting fucking beamed down by a fucking Symmetra.
Yeah, I mean, you're down 2-3 people. I'm not terribly surprised.
Bro, I literally can't move that. I'm so obnoxious. Wait a minute, 1 second.
Alright, I've got Shatter.
Okay, so this is actually okay, right? You have, I don't know when the fire up came, but like happened, but well, you can work with it. So the Winston can take the high ground. It can, you could even push through mid. Like your Winston can force the soldier and pressure him, so the soldier can no longer crossfire you. The Pharah can pressure the, I don't know, Symmetra? Who knows? And you and your Reaper and your Moira you little death ball 3 can push through with all those heals from the Ana in the back as well, and you should be able to push through to point. And if all goes to plan, I mean, I know
I
you
think that we should
cap
try
here,
pushing up mid again because
or
we
you.
did it once and it was pretty
I'm down.
successful.
I'm down.
Or Sombra.
So now you're just sacrificing your shield when you don't have to. Just move against the wall. They can't see you there, or like just move into a place they can't see you. Because well, now you're holding up your shield and like you're not even. I don't even know what's happening. What's your plan with this? You have 1,200 health on your shield. Shield health is so important. If you're not using your shield, put it down so you can get your health back.
Are you guys ready? Oh, you're already going in. All right, coming.
Just go right. You're walled off, so I can't kill you.
Arissa's down. Arissa's down.
Yeah, just hard shield him.
There you go, okay, Ryan, tell me what you want nano. I'll try to. I'm gonna might pop out.
Do it now, do it now, do it. You gotta do it now.
Now.
I get it.
Hey, it's all right. Monkey's good too. Monkey's good too.
He's center for fucking me up.
Shatter that Sombra. She's gonna be a pain in your butt. You're already winning this fight. The worst thing that can happen now is you get stalled into oblivion. So just shatter whoever you see.
Someone's in the back, someone's in the back, someone's in the back. Someone's behind you guys. You only got one tick? Seriously?
Reloading. Sombra's on the high ground.
You're just holding on to that shatter so you can get a big one, but you don't need a big one. Just kill one person.
Oh, they're just behind, so just fucking kill them. Well, I don't understand these natives. They're not fucking young.
You held on to it so long. I don't know. You could have just shattered him. How did your Moira die?
Alright, so I got this.
There we go. Keep going.
Make sure you guys are on point.
No,
Cat's
it's
fast,
good. It's good.
We're on point.
It's good. He's blocking it.
Run him back. Good.
Wow, good job, Kitty.
Yeah. Don't listen to this fool. I was like, that's called spawn camping with a Winston ult.
Oh man.
Da.
Nope.
I forgot I was commentating there for a second. I was just watching.
Oh, yeah, it's not.
Really?
That was fun. Okay.
Pain in the ass.
Oh, you went
We were talking
Orisa.
about
That's
yesterday.
fine.
That's like
I don't know why. There's no real reason to. But especially since you're running Zarya. Like, Orisa Zarya is a terrible tank matchup. If you're gonna run Orisa, you should probably just play point, right? Like, okay. So, this is Hanamura point A. This is the point. This is the gates. And you have this whole area. This is a bunch of dead, like this is the death box. If you walk into that box, you're gonna die. And so many people in gold, so many people are like, I see the point, let's go! And they just charge right through this dead box area. And if you're an Orisa on point and you just shoot them and shoot them and shoot them, they're gonna be able to do nothing. Smart players, if they'll like go through here, or sorry, I guess it's here. Go through here and up the stairs and drop and go to point there, or they'll wrap around and go here, or whatever. Those are, I guess, the two ways, or teleport to point even. I don't know. But the reason why you play Reinhardt and you hold close is because you got to get that close damage in, and if they try to push past, you can just swing into them and force so much damage here that it doesn't matter. And so when you're playing Reinhardt, that's why you play close. But when you're Orisa and you have the range and the ability, it's much better to just play farther back. And if your Zarya needs charge, just jump in front of your shield for a second. But yeah, that's what I would do. I would play point because chances are you'll kill him, and chances are here that the Reinhardt or even the Orisa, they'll just end up moving through your shields, because when I was watching your Icon World match, you continuously placed forward shields that allowed the enemy to just move right through them without a care in the world.
It's because if I'm that hurt, I'm not rolling towards you.
I know, don't worry.
Too soon.
Kind of a useless pull, but you'll have it back soon enough. Alright, so they're playing
bubble.
Orisa, Monkey.
Bubble.
You're not playing Reinhardt, so asking for a bubble here is like you're not getting any value from the bubble, right? Because you can't jump through that shield. If you jump through that shield, you'll die. So the only thing is giving the Zarya charge. So the best, like, you shouldn't demand a bubble like you would on Reinhardt. You should just say, like, I'll get you energy, bubble me. I can't see your health. Yeah. Like, it was just kind of, I don't know, it was just kind of dumb. The way you should use, because of the enemy's comp, the way you should use bubble here is, since you are playing Zarya with Orisa, is bubble you in between when your shields go down. Like, that's just, just give you that last little couple seconds until you can put your other shield back up. I'm waiting till I can see their team comp.
How?
I bubbled you.
Looks like McCree Ash? Moira?
I had 40.
There's someone left side, I can't see who it is. Is there like a Sombra behind you? Is that who it is?
Bastion, that's why.
Oh, they do? Where? Oh, I see. That's why your shields are getting melted so fast. Yeah, I mean... shield break then, right? What is your team comp?
There we go. Shield in one.
Okay, so how are you going to deal with this? There's someone on point. Are you going to all turn around? A. Are you B, going to stay control point while you send a couple people back? Or C, is someone just going to say, someone's on point, and then no one's going to say what to do, and everyone's just going to be a mix of chaos?
Get Bastion left side.
Sombra on point, I need help. I can't run
Oh my god.
Okay, so you do make the right decision, right? The person saying, I need help on point, and you considered it for a second. You're like, should I go? No. And you turn back. Because you know that you have to control point. And that little bit of indecision as Zarya dies, I don't know if that's your fault or not. I think you had the shield up when the Zarya died, so let's see. No, that's not really your fault. I mean, yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay, so now everyone's going to point, except you.
There's still a Sombra.
Is this going to kill you? No, so you all rotate back to point. So, fine. Do you have any shield break? What is your DPS?
I'm hacked.
May... Ash? I think you're May Ash. So you don't have shield break. The best you can do is play inside point and make them move up into point. Wall off people as they move into point. Don't poke the Bastion. Don't feed them ult. Yeah.
Focus that shield.
Like, you don't have shield break, so the best thing, and the Bastion's not even behind the shield right now, so the best thing you can do is just kill that Winston that's not even behind the shield. Which you start doing, but you don't tell your team to do it. Alright, so the Bastion's way back there, he's set up. And you're doing good and staying out of his, sight lines. He's not going to be able to do anything as long as you stay out of that sight lines. Apparently the McCree's flanking, which stinks. Preferably the May would have dealt with that, but... Yeah, your shield goes down because you placed it within the Bastion's sight lines, which honestly is like, if you're playing shield break, that might make sense. Like, give your DPS a second to just free fire onto the enemy shield. But you're not playing shield break, and the best thing for you to do is just place your shield outside the Bastion sideline, so you have like kind of a fair 1v1 between the enemy Orisa. You're shooting the shield, but the shield's not having much impact. I would throw the shield down facing this Orisa and then shoot the Winston, because the Winston's just kind of jumping around you and you could get easy ult charge off of him. But yeah, Zarya got ult from that, which is great. You should be able to blizzard into the grab, which would like kills literally everyone always.
I just got melted.
Yeah, no, we all did.
Can we maybe change up the DPS? I don't think we're getting nearly enough.
So, what's the best take against Bastion? Orisa works, but yeah, I mean, I still think that Ryan would be a better combo with the Zarya. You could get some sneaky charges in on the Bastion maybe, but for the most part, you're just going to want to play safe and wall off the tanks as they try to push in, stay behind corners, and just go for cheeky plays. You can't go shield break with this comp. You can't, like, the only person really in this comp that can break shields is Zarya at high energy. Like, Mei can't. Ashe can't unless she like uses her whole clip, and even then it's like meh. So
One of the DPS wants to heal, if one of the DPS wants to play tank.
No, Reaper's fine.
Well, no,
Reaper sucks against Bastion. Like,
I mean, I'm not
absolute garbage.
saying like, it's not, I'm just saying in general.
Was that the Mei that switched to?
Alright, Bastion's coming top left, just so you know. I'm gonna...
Just fucking be honest.
Yeah, you should have rotated top left as soon as you came out of spawn. Like, Orisa has to play top.
Fucking me up.
You can't hard counter Sombra. Unless
No,
you
I
know
know.
Sombra, maybe.
I'm just saying.
Can't hard counter Sombra. I mean, like, people like McCree pretty much hard counter Sombra. Like, stuns that will kill and are easy to hit. So, Mei, McCree, those things. Because the Sombra can't get value if it has to play outside of this little range. It has to translocate every second after it pops in. It doesn't really affect anything,
Like,
so.
in general.
Sorry, you're not even the one saying this, I don't think.
Yeah.
I'm just critiquing your teammates.
Top left.
My bad.
I can't. We can't hear you guys right there.
Yeah, so you rotated to the side, which as soon as they pushed up, you should have jumped to the other side so you could just shield your healers. But now you've like shielded yourself and your Reaper, and your Reaper's immediately getting to the other side, so it's just you. No one's getting value from your shield. You drop your supercharger, the monkey's gonna immediately walk into it and kill it.
I don't.
Sombra above you. She's cheeky. The Bastion ults, you should throw up a shield and use it to retreat. Yeah, I mean, so you're in a really crappy position now. Like, the best thing... Just a second. Just enjoy the Christmas. Ugh. It's Christmas spirit. There we go. Best thing for you to do is to top left, you would put your shield closer to your spawn and then rotated and withdrawn back into the staircase as the enemy tried to push into it. Then, when the Bastion ulted, you would have been able to have a corner to hide behind. Instead, you were in the wrong position, then had to drop to point. Now on point, you have nowhere to hide because you went to point. You don't have a shield up because they EMP'd you, so the Bastion is just going to free fire on you
I
and
knew
soon
it.
kill you all.
Oh my. Dude, it is completely fucking Don't.
Switch Hammond? Like, Orisa has literally no value now. Because you don't have any distance to fire on. You have to stay on point. Like, there's no value you can get from Orisa over another tank. Like, obviously you might be able to shoot someone or whatever. And also, you slow down when you shoot. So, like, if there's someone like this monkey right here and you want to shoot him, you have to walk that much slower to get to point. Like, you saw how low that monkey was. That's Moira pretty much... I'm probably still a spade. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. But even still, with your aim and everyone else focusing the monkey, how low the monkey was, just shoot the monkey. Finally put the shield down. Probably should have faced the other Orisa, but then the Orisa died. So
Moira's half in purple.
you did good in placing your shield in a way where like the main core of it is hidden from the Bastion's view. You probably didn't do that on purpose at all, but that way it's harder for the Bastion to get like steady shots on your shield. Using cover to help your shield. That's good. Shoot the Bastion. The May walled off the Bastion. Alright, break the shield.
Behind you, Orisa. Behind you.
You're hacked and the Bastion's just gonna kill you. Oh, wait, where'd the Bastion go?
Alright, stabilize. Stabilize.
You're so lucky your shield didn't break right there.
Focus those.
Wait, what happened?
Focus those. Focus those.
I'm not doing that. I don't know what's happening.
Chance you get.
I'm fucking. Yeah, I'm getting.
Try to sleep the Bastion any chance you get.
Yeah.
See what I'm gonna be able to do.
I know I suggested hamster, and I know they have a Bastion. Probably dumb. But like, honestly, anything's better than Orisa.
Well, that's alright.
We need more damage. We're not getting nearly enough.
Every time that Bastion's not behind his shield, sleep it.
I mean, dude, I'm trying, but they're between the Sombra and the Winston, I'm like continuously fucking fighting somebody.
That's a fair point, right? They're running a comp where they can put pressure on the Ana while, like, they're kind of running in like two little comps. The one that goes on your backline and hurts your backline, and the other that just sets up and then pours damage into you because of the Bastion. Because of that, if you're ever able to turn your 6-man crew against one and kill it, because you will, because it's 6v3, and then turn and kill the other, that's what you should be doing. Like, focusing all of your people on one small group and then turning and focusing on the other. You should be able to melt a Bastion. Or, either, I guess, a Bastion, but also a monkey. And then the Sombra can't really do much. So, like your DPS aren't optimal. The May is fine, but... What were you running? Ash? What was your...
And they're on your Moira too.
All we can do is draw at this point. We have to hold him at first point, otherwise we lose. It's either draw or loss. We gotta hold him.
Front.
Skipping forward, I have
As long
power.
as choke.
No.
Are you running? But like, why? Why run Orisa? Right? If the other person insists on running Ryan, go, like, I don't know, learn how to play Zarya, play Hog. I don't know. You're not adding more shields to the mix doesn't help you guys at all, because the Bastion will burn them. Even with 2 shields, the Bastion will burn them, and now you have no damage, no utility to use to kill the to kill him.
You can let them through.
Nothing.
Second to no.
Kitty, if you wanna play Brig or something, up to you.
Oh,
Second to no.
Kitty, if you wanna play Brig or something, up to you.
nailed it. Okay. Yeah. Like, I think Ryan Zarya is better tank combo for this, but Yeah. So Zenyatta would have been better here to help damage boot or discord the um, help add damage to discord the bastion. But like now you kind of have a shield break comp, sort of. Pretty much it's only you and Junkrat, but with some help from like May and Reinhardt, I guess. But you should be able to do some damage. I don't know. The double shield, double main tank is.
No, we're going with the double shield.
Yeah.
I think he was talking about the
Oh, okay.
What he said?
if you wanted to play the Raiders.
I did.
Get ready to fire strike. Get ready to fire. Oh,
Like, what was your you knew the bastion was there, and you didn't shoot. So the only thing that you're doing is like don't move out. Last time you did that on the first push, you were almost died.
Yeah, I wouldn't stand there, guys, and just let them shoot your, let you shoot your shit. I would stand to the side.
Your teammate is smart. Whoever's saying that, stay to the side, poke damage into them, but don't stay in the place where their bastion can see you. Your Junkrat is literally behind neither of your shields, like neither of your tanks.
As they come in, we can take care of them.
So now you've rotated to two different positions. Your Ryan and your Junkrat, or is your Junkrat behind you? Whatever. Your Ryan is to the left. He's not doing anything. He's pretty much having no value because your team has basically decided at this point to play a far back comp, and Ryan has no place in a far back comp, so he's just kind of, I guess, going to sit there and charge and hope for the best.
I got a Hanzo. Sombra on.
So you wasted a wall, which means that they're probably going to push right after. Like no one was pushing past, so the wall doesn't have any use.
Sombra on point. Okay, Sombra.
And but you should still make use of the wall, right? The wall gives you a couple seconds where you don't have to worry about it. So you should turn and shoot into onto point where the Sombra is, right? Because you might as well.
all right. Take care of the shields in the front.
Okay, so you rotated to the death box. Remember I told you there's like a little box in the middle that killed you if you stepped into it? You moved into that, and there's a bastion in mid. You're trying to move to point. It would have been better to just go around the outside.
Hanzo top right.
Like, where are you rotating? What's your plan? Always try and stay in front of your Junkrat. In this case, because your Junkrat's dealing damage from a long range, you want to keep a shield in front of him, and your Ana, if you can. Your Mei and your Reinhardt should be playing at the choke. So your Mei and your Reinhardt are at the choke, walling people off and then killing them. And then you and your Junkrat should either be behind this rock right here with a shield, because the rock, oh yeah, I have to click the rock will help augment the cover so the Bastion can't shoot it as easily, and you spam in there while the Rein holds choke, or you hold point and spam in there while your Rein holds choke. But right now you're at point and your DPS are like in the middle. I don't know where your Rein is. He probably charged off to Narnia, but
Bastion half. He had to move.
oh, he's off to the left.
Bastion sleep.
Yeah, your Junkrat comes to deal with the Sombra as he should.
Back out,
Your
back out.
Ryan's kind of pushing in.
Sombra on point.
Moira down. Moira down.
She's at the mini pack on the back.
Arissa's
Good.
down too. Arissa's down too.
For Sombra, we need to find a translocator where she's sitting so that we can stop.
I
It's
mean,
probably on her side, honestly.
I think it's a.
the amount of effort you have to put into finding a translocator is like, If you have someone with high mobility, maybe it's worth it to just like check the big health packs. Like maybe you'll find it, and then if they find it, wait till they appear and then shoot it, and then like you have one DPS just as out of the game. In this case, I would just have your like the Mei is the best person to fight a Sombra, right? But the Mei should be at choke walling people off as they try to push past. So then you have to have your Junkrat and your Ana helping with it, and I guess you, but yeah, I mean, so I guess it's better for you to play at point because you can help easily shoot the Sombra. Yeah. I think it's worth fortifying when if the Sombra starts hacking you to give her less ult charge.
Sombra point. Sombra point.
Hmm. Yeah, so that was just kind of your bad shield placement, right? Let's look at it again.
Yeah, she's in the back corner. Right
Hanzo, left side.
Give me the...
On point.
This is the help back that you want to.
On her side, honestly.
Okay, so you're right here. You're playing on point. You're just, like, everyone... There's no one who's not on point with you who, like, needs a shield. Did I say that right? Mei doesn't need a shield. The rest of your team is, like, on point, pretty much. Or near or left side of point. But no one's up here. No one is here or here that needs a shield forward placed, like you're about to place it.
This is the help back that you want to.
Like, your Junkrat's moving forward, but... You didn't know that the Hanzo rotated high ground, but at the same time, what... Like, how does that shield help you?
Honestly.
If you place a shield, just think about how much space you cover, right? If you place a shield here, how much space are you helping? Like, all the space that and back. But if you place a shield... I guess I should just draw the point, right? Okay. That's the entrance. This is the point. You're right here. There's like a rock. This is the rock. That's that. I'm amazing at drawing. So if you throw a shield and it goes right here, you're protecting... This is the yellow shield. And you're protecting this... I guess this space is all protected anyway. So basically, this space is protected. And back to here. So all of this is protected. However, this is not. That is still open. But if you place a shield here, you're protecting Wait, no, I did that wrong. Did I? If you place a shield there, you're protecting this space, but you're also protecting like all of this space too, right? And this space. All of this is protected. Man, I'm having trouble trying to phrase this. I'm super sorry. The main thing I'm trying to explain is that you need to let your team know what's safe. If they're playing behind the shield, then they're assuming that behind the shield is safe. So if you put a shield right here, they're going to assume that the shield space behind the shield is safe. But actually, it leaves you open to fire from here and here, and it's easier for the enemy to push in. So what would be actually safer is just a shield right here, because it protects you from fire coming from here. That doesn't work. Protects you from fire coming from here. That doesn't work. And it takes the enemy a lot longer to push into it. Like, the benefits of this shield is not... It doesn't... There is no benefits, right? Like, it allows your team to play a little bit more forward, I guess. Right? But that does that matter with your comp? Mei is already back on point. She doesn't need the shield. She can always ice wall. The only person that needs your shield is Junkrat and Mei, and they're playing forward, or like back pretty much on point. So always be thinking about the angles. That's all I'm trying to say, is always be thinking about the angles.
I think it's in the small. It's right here. This is the help back that you want to.
Sombra point. Sombra point.
Yeah, she's in the back.
And then
Hanzo,
comes your downfall. Yeah, I mean the rest of it's pretty much gonna be cleaned up. You can't. I don't know where your Reinhardt is through all of this. Is he like off swinging at a Sombra somewhere or something? Also, I would have switched to Hamster probably. Like, once you die and you're defending 33% of a point A, like, you can't take the chance that you can walk all the way back in a slow person like Orisa. She may look like a horse, but she's not that fast. Just switch to Hamster or Winston even, I don't know.
How's it going, Wolf?
No way.
Yep.
There's not much else to really comment on. So from watching this video and your Eichenwald video, the main things you struggle on Orisa are you place way too aggressive shields. You're always shooting your shields forward as if to challenge the enemy Reinhardt or challenge any other tank and say like my shield should go right tip to tip with your shield, when in reality it's not exactly true, right? Oh, I should have explained it like that. Okay, I'm gonna explain it like this just because I thought of it, and I'll feel dumb if I don't explain it like this now. We're going back to the I'm easily distracted and I'm really sorry about that, but this is gonna be great. We're going back to the thing about the shields because it helps. So if you throw your shield here, what direction of damage does it protect from? It protects damage coming from this way. Damage coming from this way. Hooray. If you place your shield here on point, what direction does it protect from? Protects from this way, and this way, and this way. Protects from all directions. It's going to take more damage, but it protects your team a lot better. Especially when they have like a Winston and all that stuff, that they're going all over the place and you have no idea which direction they're coming from. Just play safe. Put your shield there. Okay, so that relates back to what I was saying. Your shield placement is pretty bad. Your pull usage is quite often wasted. Your halt, your little mini grav, you should be calling that out when you're using it so that your team knows where to look, because it basically halts enemies in their place. You should use it to pull enemies backwards that are getting too close. Like that's the main way I always use it, is when enemies start pushing up into me as Orisa, I just halt behind them and get maximum range and pull them all the way back, stun them in place for a second, and then they have to trudge all the way forward, all through my and my allies' fire onto them. You have quite a tendency to switch onto Orisa. Orisa is off of Rhine. I have not seen a video where you play Monkey. I think that there are many instances where Monkey would be useful on in these maps, but if you aren't comfortable on him, I would just practice with him. Like stop caring about SR for a little bit, jump in a comp game, and just insta-long Monkey and just play him. And I can review a VOD of that as well. But having that well-roundedness to be able to use all three main tanks is pretty important. On Reinhardt, I don't see much play from you on that. On Reinhardt, you seem to switch pretty quickly to Orisa and then stick with her. Clearly, you're more comfortable on her. I would learn to grow more comfortable on Reinhardt. Learn how to push past Orisa shields. Learn how to play Rhine 1v1s in a way that protects your team. I think that you get into a mindset where you think a lot about what is, like, what's in front of you, what you can do, but instead you should continuously put your mindset on what's behind you. What are your teammates doing? How can you help them? However, you should also be thinking of like what the enemies have. Learning what to fire is less important than learning how to stay alive and how to protect your allies. How to protect your allies, the main way to do that is to track important enemy cooldowns, like Hog's Hook, Orisa's Pull, Shatter, stuff like that. So really the thing you should be working on is shields. Orisa shield's in the right spot. Reinhardt shield's not wasting shield life when you could not be. Don't feed enemies and swing at them when there's no reason for you to. Yeah. I hope that helped. I'm not an expert coach. I don't do this often, but and I'm sure I've said some things in here that don't actually apply to you. And when I said them, you were like, that doesn't apply because of this reason. That's fine. I was just trying to spitball and give you ways that you can improve your gameplay bit by bit. and I hope it does that. Thanks.